All right, so we got this thing all rigged up, and I'm gonna turn it over for the first time. So I figured I'd call you guys in for that. You know, if we set anything on fire, you'll be the first one to see it. So here we go. Let's do it. Here we go. It's all set up. You can see the cable goes out to the PC. And I'm gonna plug that bad boy in right now. You ready? Maybe. Oh, I think this is how things are gonna be on this channel, aren't they? Okay, here we go. You ready? Hold your breath.
3, 2, 1, go!
There we go. And the computer blinged. Knows something's going on. They said check to see if any of the chips get hot. Well, it says device is ready up here. That's a great sign. It said touch the clock, make sure it's not hot. And touch the CPU and make sure it is not getting hot. And so it seems like everything's going well. It's getting power. The computer knew about it. So it seems like all our rigging did okay. Here's the interface that gives us the RS-232 stuff, that friend I told you about. And those pins are all going out. You can see there's power stuff for it right there. And there's also right next door is the LED circuit. So we can see when the computer is sending information back and forth with the Atmel. You can see there's a few capacitors everywhere. We have power stuff going on to condition that signal to make sure everything's just straight 5 volts, is my understanding. Here's our reset switch, which goes to the reset pin on the Atmel, and also goes to ground. And at the bottom here, we just have our ties to tie the power, because the power is coming in over here on the friend from the computer, 5 volts. And you can see that's dropping right into those 2 lines right there. And once you wind up on that rail, then we're just sending it over to the other side so these guys can have power as well. Well, there's one more thing that they said we could do to test, and that is putting jumper 1 of the Atmel to power should light the LED. So let's do that one last test before we move on. Pin 1. Now we're taking over to power. And nothing happened. There you go. Nope. Not today. All right, I'm gonna go do some debugging, see if I can figure out why it's not lighting up. All right, see you guys soon. Okay, so we're back in business. As I was probing around, trying to find out what the problem was, I realized that the pin setup, the way it is in the schematic I was looking at, was the reverse of the way I had the friend hooked up. So I took the friend and I just flipped it over like that. And now things are working. So remember we said if we shorted pin 1, that it would light up our LED. I mean, not if we shorted, if we put power. And there it is. There's our bright pink LED. And then they said it'd be a good idea to check the other rails to make sure they were functional. And I already did that, but I'll just do it on camera for the fun of it. And one all the way over here to the positive rail on the other side, and we're good to go. So it looks like everything's functional now, and we're good to go. So here she is so far. the hatching of the electric rose, we were hooked up to the Uno for a while, trying to put the bootloader on the chip here, and that's been a party. That's been a really, really crazy party. So most of our problems are happening here in the Arduino window, right? So you get everything all set up, and I go to run the application to check the board, to make sure, not the board, to check the chip, to make sure that everything is ready to write. And at first it didn't work at all. And then after a back and forth with some really, really cool people over on the Arduino boards, someone tipped me off to the fact that there were breaking changes in the Arduino tooling that, so I needed to back up a little bit to an earlier version of the Arduino software. And it worked, and it ran right away. But then when I ran it, it is no longer giving me, or it never gave me, I should not say. I never got, over here you see device signature. It's telling me it's all zeros, and it shouldn't be. There should be some kind of number there for it. So I don't know if it's software or hardware at this point. My guess is software. I feel like this application is not telling the truth. I feel like it's telling stories. And so I'm gonna decide whether to take that Java tool that checks it and try to build the environment for it, rebuild it, see what's going on, maybe step through it and debug it. And what was my other option? My other option is to just burn the bootloader and just hope for the best without running the check, which is stupid and dangerous, and I don't have another chip here at the moment, so I don't think I'm going to go that route. I think I'm probably going to go the software route because, you know, I used to be a software guy anyway, so we may as well make the most of it. It seems like the right decision here. So anyway, so yeah, so we're at a point where it's being a pain in the snoot, and hopefully we get that fixed soon, and then there'll be more news. Yeah, I should have even shot that when it was all hooked up with all the wires to speak from the Arduino to the chip. So yeah, that's essentially what we're gonna do next, is we're getting it where the Arduino Uno acts as a programmer to program this chip with a bootloader and essentially making it do all the things that an Arduino does, right? Where you could just shoot over sketches and have it do things. So that's where we're at. I will keep you posted as soon as there's more news. Thanks guys, hope you have a good one.